In this demo video, I'm going to show you how to create an insert with a video that you can move around to preset locations and also resize to different sizes. In the first part, we're going to create the insert, and in part 2, I'll show you how you can replace the insert video into the mask. So let's get started. First, you would put your image down here, and I'm just using a silly image here, and I'm just going to stretch it out for a few seconds. And I'm going to resize this image. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to use this up here to scale it. So let's scale it down. And then we will we'll just use our mouse to slide, so then we can watch where the picture goes in the preview window. And this will be our default starting location. We can probably, size it a little bit smaller. Okay. And once we have it in place, what we're going to do is we're going to add a mask to this. And what we will use is from the library, we'll go to solid colors and we'll take the free black color and we will match the length of the video that we have. And then we're going to double click on that, and to that we'll add the circle. Now we're going to want to have the circle located over our image. So again, let's use the sliders here. I should have said to begin with, you may have a different layout. Perhaps you use the default layout, and so your information will be located over here. I happen to like the classic layout. You have all the same information. It's just a different layout. Okay, again, let's get back to this, and let's move the mask over the face. So what we want to do is we want to change the X location here, and we'll change the Y location. Okay, we're going to have to scale it down here, so we're going to just fine tune it a little bit, and we can go like this. And what we want to do is we want basically to just highlight your face, your body, whatever it is you want. Unfortunately, this little child's face goes slightly off screen, but we're going to size it like this. We're going to make it maybe not so wide. And then we're going to scroll down and we're going to invert this mask. And we just activate that. So now we have our insert. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to combine these two tracks into one track. We're going to create what's called a compound clip. So we're going to select them both, and then we're going to right click on them, and we're going to go up here and we're going to choose Create Compound Clip. Now we'll be asked to give it a name, so we will give it our compound clip a name. My face. My face. We'll just call it my face. Okay. All right. And you'll see that combined both of these into one track. Okay, and we'll probably use this on track 2 because we're going to put our other video that we're reviewing on track 1. What we want to do is we're going to want to add the animations to this. Now you may want to have a video down here for reference, but at one point we're going to want to remove that video, but I'm just going to pretend I know exactly where I want these to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to use keyframes. And the first thing we want to do, we want to make sure we're on the very first frame. We may be there, we may not be there, but to make sure, we'll hold down the Shift key and press Home, and that will send us to the very first frame, which is where we want to add our first keyframe. And we want to be in Video and Basic. This is where we're going to get our locations and size. Okay, and I think what we'll do is going to just move this down a little bit, and we're going to move it over a little bit. This will be our starting position, and we'll click the diamond here, and that will add a keyframe to our clip. We will next move to the second position, and then we will change our position here, and we'll go ahead and move it over here. We'll move it up a little bit, maybe back a little bit so that we can scale it up. Okay, let's see, just like that. And you see that automatically created a new keyframe for us. So when we play, it's going to move from one to the other. Now, we may or may not have adjusted everything, but if we want to make sure everything is checked, we would just click this diamond up here. Okay, this is going to be a gradual movement as the video plays. It is possible that you want your movements to be rapid. So in order to do that, we're going to use the right arrow key, and we're going to press one time. And there was a slight movement of the playhead, one frame. Okay, with just one frame, we're now going to go up and reposition it again. In this case, we're going to just move it up over here, move it up here, whatever, and we will scale it back down. Okay, I'm just playing around with it here. It could be anything. Okay, so this, now what we're going to do is we're going to get a jump from here to here in an instant. And again, you can see a third keyframe has been made for us. We can click this just to make sure that all of the items in transform are included. So that is how we're going to add our movement. We will go ahead and play it back, and there we go, boom. Okay, and you can see how that works. Now, if at this point you have added a video down below, go ahead and delete that. If you did have a video down below, it would have been covered up by the mask, and you might already have done this next step. But before we move on, what we want to do is we want to make sure that the black is transparent. So when we double click on this, we go to Video, AI Tools, and there we find Chroma Key. We activate Chroma Key, and we select the black color. This now makes it transparent down below. So we will go ahead and click OK. And just to show you that if we place something down below it, we can now see that the face is here, and as we play it, the chroma key is blacked out or made the black transparent. I want to be able to use this compound clip with every project, and the easiest way to do that is to create a template. So in the next step, we're going to create a custom template. We're going to click on templates, and I already have one here from a previous one, but what you would do is you would go to Mine, and you would go to Custom. And you don't want anything else on the timeline other than your little custom insert for whatever length it is. You'll be able to lengthen it or change it later. But we're basically going to save it as a custom insert. That way we can load it with every new project and just make one minor change, and everything will function as we originally set it up. So in order to create it, we click the Save as Custom, and we then get this untitled. This was the previous test version that I put together. If we right click on this, okay, select it first, then right click on it, we can rename it or just press F2, but you still have to have it selected. And I'll call it my new face insert. Okay, so that's the one we have just created as opposed to this other one. We now have a template that we can use in any project we want. Now starting a new project, and we're putting our video that we're going to review down here, and this is what we want to add our custom insert to. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Templates, and we're going to take and select this and drag it down to 2. Presumably you have whatever length. There's a number of issues with this whole concept, but one of them is, okay, let's just make sure that our face insert matches. When we put that down there, we automatically got our face insert in there, and it moves just the way our preset was created. Okay. However, this is not the content that we want to use here. We want to use some other content. So how can we edit the compound clip and insert a new video into our mask? We would click on that, and then over here at the main timeline, we would go to My Face, and we're going to get this little message. And now we can edit this. And what we're going to do, in this case, I'm going to use this video here just so we have a different face. And we're going to remove our original one. And I'm going to just find the part of the... Okay, this is the part of the video we're going to use. So I'm just going to cut this off. Okay, we're just going to pretend that this is your own video insert that you want. And we're going to go to the end. Presumably all your videos are exactly the same length. If not, you would have to stretch these things out. Okay, so we now have this, and hopefully whenever you record your videos, you're sitting in the same place. Obviously this is not in the same place, so I'm going to have to make a minor adjustment here to move the video over and get the person's face into view. And here we go. So you would not be going through these steps because, okay, all right, this is not a good selection of video here. I believe I'm going to just cancel this for a second. So okay, I believe this is probably about the section of video I meant to use. Sorry for that little snafu. We'll get rid of that. We will move, we will reactivate our little mask here, and we will move the face back into the frame just the way we want it. And I think, okay, the person is going to sit there and talk, so more or less. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that you would frame it. So what you've done now is you have edited the video that goes with that. Presumably you would not go through all this rigmarole that I did in just getting the face set up, because you would be sitting in exactly the same location recording yourself and it would fit inside your custom mask. And now we will return to the main timeline. And now we have just with that simple little fix there, or replacing the video, we have it moving into the same directions as we did before. So that's basically how you would do that. Obviously there is issues with that. You want this to be the same every time. If not, you would probably have to edit these keyframes to make sure it ends up at the location you want it, and also the size. But this is basically how you would do it.